Lassie, I'm stuck in a wheel well. Go get help, girl. Quick, go get Pa. Alright, welcome back to another episode of the Thomas Rocket Car. We're still working on the rear wheel wells. And the first thing I want to do, I've got a strip of 18 gauge steel here. I'm going to make this lip on top of this wheel well. They had a tapered lip. I'm going to put it in the brake up a 90. I'm going to use the shrinker stretcher to bend this around and form this wheel well lip that this sheet metal will attach to, and that'll go in here in the car and give me the template to make the wheel well piece. So I'm going to take this and bend it up in the brake, make a 90, and then use the shrinker stretcher to shrink the edge and form it into shape. So I'll go bend that up right quick. Hold on. I wanted to make the whole thing out of one piece. My freaking junk ass Harbor Freight brake can't bend 18 gauge at 36 inches. Those things are completely junk. It's the only thing I could afford to buy. I thought like a cheap ass junk freaking brake would be better than nothing. So I've looked on YouTube and there's a bunch of videos how to modify the things, but I didn't really want to take half the day to modify it, but I probably have to because, you know, this is ridiculous. It says it can bend 18 gauge steel at 36 inches, I believe it says on there. And it can't. The top jaw slips, and anyways, I freaking ruined that. So I can make this rear curve piece out of a 20-inch piece, and then up behind the triangle in the trunk I can splice in another piece here. I guess I'll have to do that for now because what I'm going to do is bring out the shrinker stretcher and I'll put in the shrinking jaws. I'm going to shrink this lip and I'll draw this down around here. So I got that here. So what I'm going to do, take the wheel well and I'm going to put this in here and crinkle it down, and which will bunch this up and form the lip. Press down and it'll bend this middle. Move it along a little bit. You can see already with a couple little pinches there, it's already curving this. Actually, it's getting pretty close to what I need. I think that's got it. Perfect. Nice and easy. This is an Eastwood shrinker stretcher, an old school one from the 80s, but it works mint. You know, curve that up in 2 seconds. So this mark here is going to line up with the V here, so you can see. To lay this up right here, and it's going to come down to by the wheel well, or by the fuel filler. Right there is where it needs to be, because it just clears the fuel filler and then it ties back in up into here. So I like this. I think I'm going to go ahead and tack this in because this is mint. I'll go ahead and I'll break up the piece for the upper part here. I'll get that tacked in. I got my upper lip made. It was a little bit taller because this is cut up higher here, but I got it clamped in place. It looks good. It's got the lip on the inside for the wheel well to sit on. So I'm going to go ahead and tack it in place. We'll go ahead and tack her up. That's all this was from the way he did it. He just tack welded this in here and overlaid it and tack welded it. So I'll grind those down and I'll put a little bit of seam sealer on there. That'd be nice. Be good. So let me go ahead and get the wheel well cut and start shaping that. Now we can go ahead and tack that in here. Go ahead and I'll make that. I'll be back in a second. Alright, I got the inner fender splash apron part here made. I got it tacked, or not tacked, I got it clamped in here. It fits real nice. It fits in this angle real nice. It fits the side of the car nice. So I got this pretty much all fitted up where it's got to be. And once I get all this tacked in, I'll move the camera around inside the wheel well and show you what it looks like from the inside. Hi George, I think that's got it. Now that I got this welded in here, it's spot welded about every 1.5 inches, which would be good enough. I'll seam seal everything when it gets all primed. All the seams will be sealed, so it'll be good. So now I'm going to concentrate on making this lower panel down here, which is going to come down and tie into the belly pan. So I'll make that now, and we'll fit that up. I got my wheel well, my lower wheel well piece made. It plug welds across the top. It's got a seam here, and then this is the lower flange for the bottom of the belly pan. It goes in here like so. Go ahead and get a clamposis on it. Alright, there we go. Got the wheel well all the way down to the bottom of the car. Nice and solid. Everything is nice and solid. So what I'm going to do now is clean up these edges of the spring bucket and then break up some 90-degree sheet metal flanges and tack them on here to tie into the sheet metal on the wheel well. So I just got to address this with a grinder and clean it up a little bit. Alright, I got my buddy Chad here from Old Silk Hat Customs. You can follow him on
Facebook.
On Facebook at Old Silk Hat Customs, Silk Hat Customs, or if you go to Instagram, a Hammer by Hand on Instagram. So what we're doing is these inner wheel wells are all bead rolled here, and made the inner sheet metal. So we're going to lay out this panel and bead roll it. It'll be a lot easier. 2 people, 1 person to run the deal, 1 person to push it. So we're over here laying this out right now. Oh, this isn't the AHCA restoration, so it's got to be perfect. It's got
1, 2, 3, 4, and then straights.
Like 3 or 4, but they're oddball. It's like they just like eyeballed it in there.
Yeah.
Just want me to go at a steady rate.
Yeah, that's good right there. Oh. Right there.
It's probably the same technology they used when they built the car originally.
Yep.
Next question is it going to run into anything on the workbench before it runs out of throat?
It's gonna be close. You're gonna have to tell me because I'm looking up here. Yeah, she had enough.
Damn.
Boom.
Look at that.
Alright.
Nice.
Number 1.
37 more to go.
Yep.
Bam, look at that.
Boom.
That's nice. It's a little, just a little bigger than what they had originally, but that's the only die we got, so. they're gonna have to live with it. All right, we're gonna throw the wheel well up in here. Sit down here. Yeah, right there. Squeeze it! Squeeze it! You need to squeeze it. There's no junk in my trunk. No trunk at all. Where's my tapping hand? Oop. All tangled. Let me out of here. It's the start of the Daytona 500. I can't miss it. We're going to take a break to start the race. We'll be right back. All right, here we go. What are we doing again? Welding? Yeah. I think that's got it. Oh, we're having flat tire. Kate. What's his name? Kyle Busch. Not flat tire. They're running the interliners though, so you don't wreck.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Like the run flat type deal? Or?
Yeah, it's got an interliner. So here's the finished wheel well on the inside. All the bead rolls, the bracketry all welded on. All the flanges and all that up here. So a real productive day. The quick speed shop. Thanks to Chad for coming out and helping the bead roll. And the weld was a big help. And after all that welding and grinding and stuff, I cleaned it up and threw on a coat of primer. It really looks good with primer on it. And before it gets painted, I'm going to seam seal all the seams with seam sealer. Automotive seam sealer all around the angle iron up here, and then the seam around here, and then the seam in the quarter panel will all get seam sealed, but it looks good. A little trimming and fitting here or there, but wanted to get some primer on it so it doesn't sit too long in bare metal. But here's the bracing all done up. Now it's on to the other side. I'll probably have to replace the driver's side rocker first. Before I do the other side, I'm going to come over here and tackle this rocker. I'm going to have to pull the door off. And then same process as the other video doing the right hand rocker. We're going to have to do this rocker first because the rear of the car where the suspension ties into the rocker. So I'll be coming over here next. Alright, so there we go. We're making some good progress. If you want to follow along on Instagram, you can go to hashtag thomasrocketcar and follow along on Instagram. You'll see more up-to-date shots of closer detail work here. And we're going to be cruising along, working, plugging away. Follow along. Another probably month and a half worth of work on this car left here. If you want to subscribe, if you like what's going on here, please follow along. You know, subscribe, thumbs up, like, share with your friends, and I appreciate it. Also buried in junk. Not having a good day today working on this thing. Everything's buried in junk.